Rob here, and here's a question. In regard to cinematic universes, especially Marvel, do Marvel films made by other companies, such as Fox, who own the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, do those movies and characters feel like legitimate representations of the heroes if they are not part of Marvel Studios? That is the topic, and what are your thoughts on it? Because back then, before Marvel Studios started, comic companies were just happy if any studio would make a comic book based movie. So they gave their properties to other companies in the hope that you just might get a decent film made. But when Marvel Studios, and they've been around so long and so many properties, and it's all combined where the heroes could meet, that feels like the real representation of the Marvel Comics characters, because it's made by the same studio that owns Marvel Comics, the comic books, and they have the knowledgeable people to consult from the comic book industry, that it feels like the legitimate version of the Marvel heroes. And so the question is really, does Logan, does the X-Men, does the Fantastic Four, if they are not part of the Marvel world, does it feel like a legitimate version of the characters? Especially nowadays. In the past, like the Sam Raimi trilogy stands on its own because there was no combined universe back then. And so that stands as its own separate thing. And that's okay. But now that you have Marvel Studios around making great versions of their characters, Fox having the X-Men and Logan, does that feel as real or legitimate a representation of the Marvel characters, knowing they're not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? And to me, I think it feels different. It doesn't feel like the real version of the heroes anymore. I think the real version of the heroes to me is the Marvel Studios versions. And now that Sony has cut a deal with Marvel, it counts. Spider-Man counts because they share it. That's my thoughts on it. I think the Marvel Studios versions are legitimate. They feel like the real deal. And all other company productions, unless they're shared with Marvel or consulted or somehow connected, they don't feel as legitimate a version of the characters, if that makes any sense, So let me know what you think about that, and I'll talk